Hey there, it's Debbie Reber, and today I'm talking about how to write about other people in your memoir. This is something that comes up with a lot of memoirs because, you're writing your personal story and there are other people involved. And often if you're writing a memoir, it's because of something significant that happened to you, maybe something traumatic or difficult or challenging. And oftentimes, maybe our family, our loved ones, our friends play a role in our story. So, how can you do that without being sued? And that's the big concern, especially for publishers. They do not want to be sued for defamation. And defamation is essentially the ruining of someone's reputation or standing in the community based on what was written about them. So, one note there is you can't actually be sued for defamation unless you are saying that what you're writing is a fact and what you have written has resulted in this person's livelihood or reputation being really damaged. So if you are clearly stating that this is your opinion, or some people write a disclaimer at the beginning of a memoir saying this is based on my interpretation of the events that happened, that can be a workaround, although there have still been cases where people have been sued even in the circumstance where the author made it clear that this was their opinion. So there are two kind of workarounds. One is oftentimes authors will completely disguise some of the characters by characters that they're painting in a poor light by not only changing their names but changing where they live, their characteristics, so that people wouldn't reasonably be able to identify who that person was. If you kind of give them another name but everything else is the same, and anyone who knows that person is going to know, oh, that's Susie she's talking about, so you want to really change up their identity so that a typical reader would not be able to figure out who it was. The other thing you can do is get permission. So you can ask, if you're writing about someone and you're concerned that they might be offended or not enjoy or appreciate the way that they're being presented in your book, you can run it by them. You can say, will you read this draft? And if you're cool with this, will you sign this permission? A publisher will often request that permission before they publish a book because, again, they don't want to be sued. So this is kind of murky territory here, and it's one of the many challenges in writing a memoir is how can you really be true to your story while not hurting other people. So it's a challenge, but it can be done. There are a lot of great articles online that can go into this in a little bit more detail as well. So if you're in this situation, do a little poking around and Google memoir, defamation, permission, and see, you'll get a lot of results and get some good direction as well. Tune in tomorrow when I talk about my best suggestions for finding a literary agent for your project. Until then, bye!